Welcome to another episode of Nerd Out. Wow, I can't even get help from you, huh?
It was a quiet one. It was like it was cool.
All right.
Instead of loud.
I'm Randy. This is Tommy, and so we are. I have made a decision. All right, let me start from this.
You made it for both of us.
I guess I did. So we went to this I guess it was like a giant garage sale thing. Yeah. And I found
a parking structure.
Right, a parking structure, and I found a bunch of vintage Star Wars figures, and they were cheap. So I picked up a few, as I would, because I'm an opportunist.
And I skipped over them.
Yeah, you skipped over them. Andy got them. And this Cloud Car pilot for $5 with his gun and his little microphone, which the microphone's impossible, and it's in nice shape.
Yeah.
And then I got a Han Solo, and I got a nice Stormtrooper, and I'm just sitting there at night, and I just came to the conclusion that maybe it's time to rebuild my vintage Star Wars collection.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do it. And then what happened?
and then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I never had a vintage Star Wars collection. Even as a kid, I might have had like a dozen figures at the most. But I never had like a bunch. I never had a what I would call a collection.
Yeah.
I had some figures, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it too. And then we kind of had a gentleman's agreement that we haven't even started yet. That was like, let's do it. Let's both work on our collections. And
you had to feel that hey, I got to tread lightly here because Randy's incredibly competitive and dominating.
But I'm not incredibly, but I am competitive too.
Okay.
And I thought it would be really fun.
Yes.
And then I think in your message you were like, yeah, it'll be like competitive, but it'll be helpful at the same time.
Absolutely.
And I was like, you're exactly right. That'd be so cool to then if I find an extra, I can always pass it on. The same thing, and I thought that would be kind of neat.
It's great to collect with a friend because you kind of light a fire under each other's ass, and it's toy collecting. It's not like we're playing baseball. Clearly, neither of us are really fit for baseball. No offense. No, maybe you.
Very true.
I can't. I'm not fit for baseball, so I'll be a professional collector.
Right.
I had a vintage collection. I'm gonna say early 2000s, and it was my pride and joy. I loved it. And then time comes when I needed to have a down payment for a house, and a complete Star Wars collection. Now I know everyone's like, oh, I have a complete Star Wars collection. I'm talking. I had the droids, the variants. I was in it, and I sold it because it was an easy sell.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't regret.
Did you sell it as one?
As one whole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I took out. I think I separated the droids. I had the Star Wars droids cartoon figures, which at the time were not desirable like they are today. Can you believe an R2-D2 and C-3PO from the droids cartoon line? Hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
at the time,
that was the stepchild at that point.
Right.
It was it's from the cartoon, not from the real movie.
That's right. And now people who are collecting have run out of things to buy that the variants. That's something that was different when I collected. We were talking, I got this Stormtrooper, and it's got a stamp on it that says made in China.
Yeah.
Now that's a variant that I was not aware of when I was collecting 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that I am completely ignorant to is the origin stamps and everything. I know that there's the ones that are I did barely a little bit of research on them recently of the ones that are blocked out or they're called scarred or whatever, where they'll block over the made in China when they made it in Europe or they made it in other places.
How deep do we go when it comes to that? I'm gonna do this. All right, there's the Scout Trooper with coup. That's a variant I need. And then I'm really looking for anyone out there.
Why that one specifically?
Because the difference with that is that it's like a sculpted difference. It's not just where it was made. It's not a slightly different color tone.
Okay.
I think my collecting is going to be very specific to me. For example, I really want the brown hair Lukes. So those are considered variants, legitimate variants to me. Yeah. I particularly want, and I'm not trying to point this out to one of you viewers, I really want the molded face Luke Jedi Knight. Yeah. Anyone who has one out there, I really want a molded face Luke Jedi Knight.
And I really want the rocket firing Boba Fett. So.
That doesn't... The rocket firing Boba Fett...
No, I mean, if anybody's sending things, that would be fine.
Yeah, that doesn't even count in collecting
at
all.
No,
unless you have Rockstar,
5 of them or something ridiculous,
12, right, and that's Rockstar money collecting.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just fucking with the camera. All right, so here's the first post announcement purchase.
Yeah.
We made a lot of rules.
I have.
Yeah, you snuck off.
I did sneak off a little bit.
Why don't you tell me about your sneaking off?
Okay, so my sneaking off was like I got super excited.
Yeah.
And so I did get. I think I got one off of Instagram. I got one off of eBay.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. There and. So it'll work into our whole thing. Our whole thing. And then I did have. So this what is it when you give all back information? There's the term for like. Whatever.
All right.
Anyways, I had a box. So I had a dozen figures that are just figures with no accessories that are really beaters.
Okay, they're beaters.
And I got a box of toys and they were in there and I was just gonna put them up on eBay, just get a couple bucks for them. So those I've like integrated into my starting lineup.
Okay, so they're placeholders.
But they're dollar figures for the everything that I got that came before this except for the couple that I'm keeping track of.
Right.
Were dollar figures.
But what I was talking about is like a year ago we went to this flea market type place, and there was a guy
antique fair kind of thing,
and there was a guy who had these minty Boba Fetts, and we did not buy them at the time. That was not on our trajectory.
Right.
So I was talking to you a couple days ago, and I'm like, so I was thinking about going back to that flea market and picking up one of those Boba Fetts. You don't think that those are still there, do you? And you're like, no. And then like yesterday, you're like, so I went back to that flea market.
I did it the day after we talked.
I know.
I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go.
You went sketchy.
No, because I would have. If there were two, I would have got one for each of us.
I'm just busting your balls. I was like, I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, I see how it is.
No, my sketchy was my Instagram and eBay.
Yeah. But I went and did a sketchy because our mutual dealer has the most perfect Boba Fett.
That is a nice.
And I went to pick up some stuff because we did a TV thing for our Nerd Out Toy Show, which come out to June 16th if you're in Metro Detroit. We'll talk about that again. And my rule was that I wasn't gonna pay top dollar for things. Like the whole fun for me was to find good deals because I mean anyone can collect something if you have the money to collect something. It's just a matter of like plopping down money. It's about like the experience, the stories that go along with collecting. Hence why it's so fun to collect a specific thing with a friend because you can have stories like, oh, we went to this market and you found a Luke Stormtrooper guy. Right. So I kind of avoided that because let's all be honest. Boba Fett is one of the most iconic Star Wars figures and characters, and I needed to have a perfect Boba Fett. Right. So I went ahead and I did it. I got that out of the way. Boba Fett's out of the way. Okay. So who are your top ones?
So I think I had mentioned to you right away too, like where my starting point were the bounty hunters. Okay. So it's it's Boba Fett and it's all the ones that just they're the cool background guys. Right. So like that's where I kind of started with it, and since I was just peeking around, I was like, oh, you know what, I gotta just get a little jump on it. Yeah. So it was more just excitement. And then
you're okay with it. I'm just busting your balls. But who are your top fives?
Character or figure? Figure, I don't know anything about them, honestly. What? I honestly don't know anything about them. I know, like, just from my cursory glances that the last 17 are the expensive. Those are the hard ones that are going to be to find and everything.
I really want an Imperial Dignitary for some reason. Now, he's the last 17. Yeah. He's going to cost me a pretty penny, and his nose is often scratched up. Okay. But I really like the purple aesthetic of him. Yeah.
I love the Death Star Gunner.
Oh, that's a great one.
Awesome.
That's a great
I don't know if it was Imperial Gunner or whatever.
Yeah, Death Star Gunner was what it's called.
I love that outfit. That look is so cool. It's like that sallet type,
awesome.
Helmet. That's really cool.
That's a term I don't know. Sallet?
Sallet. It's like a German, Gothic German helmet. It's
I see what you're saying.
The lobster tail thing in the back.
Yeah. My first Return of the Jedi figure was Gamorrean Guard. I wanted Gamorrean Guard, but he's common. Yeah. Like, it's not about expense. I'm most scared to get the Luke Stormtrooper, and the reason why is because he yellows. Okay. I don't want any figure like the Stormtrooper I got is pretty nice.
Now, how are you with cleaning? What do you think about cleaning or like peroxide or anything like that?
I'm all for it. Okay. I'm totally open. If you're not familiar with it, there's a peroxide that formula, you can research it, that will actually take yellow figures and they'll turn them white.
I had 2 beater stormtroopers, and one of them was like totally like must have had a piece of paper over him. He was half yellow, half white. I threw it in peroxide out in the sun for a couple hours.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's but you have to use it's like a super high percentage.
Yes, like 70%.
Yep, you can get it from like hair salon places.
That's right.
I got a bottle of that, and I put it out in the sun, and it does an amazing job. Still, you can tell where it was yellowed.
Oh, you can?
It's just a hair off still, but it's not. It's so much better.
Andy and I did it, and we did like I did a StarCom figure, and it was fun to do, and it was like the reward of seeing your yellowed action figure be crispy white.
It is cool.
Maybe one day we'll do a tutorial or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
It'd be neat to try, because I know that there's tons of formulas out there. I believe that actually started with people who were collecting old computers.
Oh,
because
that makes
the cases would go really yellow, and so there's a couple of commercial ones.
Yeah, the gel would be the most appealing to me because I don't know. There's something about a gel. You just kind of gel it on. A liquid. I don't know.
I don't know this might be the good test is like what the difference is between the two and how they work.
Yeah.
Because I know if you're submerging in a liquid, it flows around better or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But you got to put it in sun, I guess. But
yes, the sunshine. I don't know what it does, but it's the UV that activates it,
crazy.
And the bubbles form on everything.
Science. Oh. It blows your mind.
So. We'll definitely get into that too.
So anyways, I'm afraid of the Luke Stormtrooper. I think it's probably smarter. And Blue Snaggletooth is also a scary one because that's one where you kind of have to get a beater first.
Is he an official?
Yeah, I'm counting him as official. Okay. Because here's my rule. You don't have to follow my rule, but I'm going to follow my rule. Okay. If it's a different mold, it has to be bought.
Okay, cool. So yeah, red Snaggletooth and blue Snaggletooth.
Blue Snaggletooth, definitely different mold. No coup has to be included. It's a different mold.
So how many of that? So you're saying
variant wise, like variants. If the variant is
everything,
just sculpted variant. So like blue Snaggletooth, red Snaggletooth. Yeah. I'm not going with made in Taiwan, not made in Taiwan.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like slightly purple Ognat, blue Ognet. Like I'm not going to go that crazy, but unless I like them. Like for example, like Farm Boy Luke, brown hair, love that.
Okay. So you go brown and yellow just to be a completionist on that. Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
So it is really like I'm creating my own rule, and you can create your own rule.
Okay.
I don't know if it's really
so should we say what is it? 92 figures is the? Or, well, that's,
no, I'm talking. You're
talking droids and.
All right. So now this is the next part. Do we include Salacious Crumb, Jabba the Hutt, Wampa, Probe Droid? I'm saying yes.
Okay. I'd say yes on all those two.
Okay.
Yes.
Tauntaun.
Yep. And then Max Rebo in the band too.
Max Rebo in the band, absolutely. Okay. So you're looking at, and again, you could easily go online and find out. Like we're looking at like around 115 figures.
Okay.
We won't include droids and Ewoks, the animated series, but I might. Yes. Yet. Exactly. I might dive into that.
Okay.
And certainly if I find them at good prices,
for sure.
I'm going to.
Well, that is only a smart move.
And let's just get this out before we wrap this up. I expect full transparency and honesty.
I'll tell you what, the app that I have that charts it. Yeah. I like it. Just it's basic. It's not as like you pointed out. It's not as good with. It's a paid subscription app. I won't mention what it is because I'm knocking it a little bit right now.
Yeah.
But I like it so far. Okay. It's got like a price guide where it'll go through eBay and check some prices.
So I have a mental price guide.
I know you've got a one up on me on that. But then it also has a checklist, and when you put your figure in, you can put the price that you paid.
That's cool.
You can also do like the price and like extra cost. So if it ends up being an eBay, are we saying? So we're saying they can come from any source though.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I can't remember like my wife and I's anniversary is on like next week, and I couldn't remember the date.
You're asking
but
for
I can,
an anniversary gift?
No. I can I can't, dude. She is my gift. But I can remember the cost I paid for an action figure from like 1986. Like,
don't worry about it. My wife and I both have forgotten our anniversary the last like 4 years. So we're saying about 115 figures. Minimum.
Any creature,
and then whatever
any droid,
extras you wanted to get is on your own.
That's right.
Okay.
And
any creature, any droid.
Transparency on where you got them, when you got them, how you got them, what you paid for it, And
but the app charts all of that. So if you want to get in on the app too, then maybe we can both do it that way. And then that way it'll tell us like what we've spent on all.
Okay. And
unless you have a better way of doing it for yourself.
I'm really like honestly like
do you remember like everything you paid for everything?
I'm fucking nuts. Like,
all right, that's awesome.
Again, like I cannot hit a baseball, but I can tell you exactly what I paid.
Exactly down to the penny. Right. Okay.
Anyone out there who wants to teach me how to hit a baseball, I'm open to that. And that goes to a conversation we just had.
The Droid Factory, that came with a figure, right?
I'm going to say there was a Droid Factory that came with an EV-99, a Barada, and a Nikto, I think. Okay. But those were sold separately. Therefore, they are part of the set, but they don't have...
They're not any different in that.
No variant that I know of.
All right, cool.
So please follow us on this journey.
And the idea is to go for the best price. The best price we can get. Best value.
I think the idea is just to push each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously there's really no like concrete reward for this other than the fact that we both have a cool collection. Yeah. But here's one thing.
So it's not a competition of who gets it the fastest.
No.
Really.
No.
I mean, one of us will be like, yeah, I got it first, but it doesn't.
No,
that's not
it's just like a team, like competitive thing. But there is one thing that we have to agree on. Now, Tommy here is an incredible builder. Can I call you a builder? That's I don't have that skill. So we we'll have to discuss this at another time. But when you decide to create your display, we're doing 2 of them.
Yes.
Now I will be there. Okay. But your mechanical brain is going to probably do all the work, and I'm going to probably just be like, yeah.
I've already done some that's been my majority of research.
Right.
Is just like what other people have done, and I already have some opinions of what I really like. Okay. And I don't know if we want to have the exact same thing, but we'll definitely have 2 displays
about this. But I swear to God, if you build this beautiful display, and I come over one day and there's like this sweet display on the wall, I'm gonna seriously be pissed off. Like, I expect to be.
No, we'll do them at the same time. We'll do them together.
That's what I wanted to get the thumbs up.
The other thing is like stand wise. You've got the one up on me because I think you have some extra stands around.
I don't have a lot.
No? Okay.
I do like the
But
black
I can
G.I.
3D print some, so we can probably figure out something that we both like that we can go along with that.
Awesome. Okay, I always like the black G.I. Joe stand,
I do too.
But I'm open-minded. I just like...
these are just the regular
G.I.
Joe
they're
stands?
just black G.I. Joe stands.
That's cool.
But if you can... there goes that Han Solo gun. I think it's a repro.
That's what I wanted to say.
No repro weapons.
No repro weapons?
Unacceptable.
Even as placeholders?
No. I mean, you could do it as a placeholder, but it would...
I know, I was so far away. I was so taken aback by that.
If you should be ashamed of that placeholder.
All right.
You should feel shame. You should put your head down in shame if you have.
So your idea is not to ever go out and buy a repro weapon.
No.
What's your thought on that, real quick?
Because it's unauthentic, it's easy, it's lazy, and it takes away your motivation to actually attempt to get the official.
Okay.
I think it's lazy.
I'm playing devil's advocate on it, honestly, because I'm not a huge fan of repros.
I don't have a problem if you at home decide that you want to have a repro weapon. That's fine, great. I don't think you're really hurting. You're not hurting any market because it's an old market. You're not hurting Kenner from making a profit.
There's a finite amount of scare glow stabs.
Right.
But that was what I waited for. Like I was like, I'm not gonna get a fake one. I'm getting the real one.
Yeah,
I found it.
I just think that like the pride of it is the authenticity. Is like, and again, I am not criticizing you at home if you have repro parts.
Right.
I understand. It makes sense.
I
These
might do it as placeholders.
Okay.
Because I love that the immediacy of having it like complete.
I understand.
And being able to see it together is cool to me. But what I've again did some research on those today just because I didn't know it seems like there's very few accessories compared to figures. Like they're reused very, very often.
Yes, there's like the Stormtrooper blaster. Yep. There's like I call it the Lando blaster. I don't know why. It was just like and then there's
the Bespin one is used a lot too.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of reuse. Princess Leia guns, it's crazy. Like again, like they're really so small. They go for more than the figure, and it's crazy because that's one that you might need a repro to satisfy you. Yeah. But I mean, I got to do it eventually, but there's no for me, there's no immediacy to doing this. It's just more like making sure I put the passion
That's
the
just
time.
my personality, I think, of like, if I can have it right away, I'm going to have it right away. Even if it's wrong, and then I'll fix it up.
Yeah, like I said, if that's how you're comfort...
But it doesn't count towards completion.
Don't build a badass display without me.
All right.
That's my thing.
For sure.
Like, I'm useless for that, and like...
We'll have a design. Maybe we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah, we'll do it in your little cool workshop you have. Other than that, so that's follow us on this journey. If you're in the Metro Detroit area and you're bored on Sunday, June 16th of 2018... Saturday. Fuck.
Sunday's Father's Day.
Yeah, Sunday's Father's Day.
Day before Father's Day.
Day before Father's Day.
So it's a good place to get a Father's Day gift.
Saturday, June 18th. We're running in the Nerd Out Toy Show. Saturday, June 16th, 2018 at Go Comedy Theater in Ferndale, Michigan is the Nerd Out Toy Show. Just a small little room full of cool dudes like us.
You can look it up on
toys.
Facebook.
Look it up on Facebook. Until next time, Nerd out.
Oh, yeah.